Level 1, Associate. At this level, you officially step into the world of the associate, the nameless collaborators, the freelancers of the mafia machine. You are 17, having dropped out of school because you realized that college degrees would never bring the power or respect you craved. You chose your own path, knowing full well it is a road with no formal contracts, no protection from the family, and a status that makes you entirely replaceable at any moment. You are a useful cog, but one easily discarded. Your job is to handle all the dirty work that higher-ups refuse to touch. You are the one knocking on the doors of debtors, gambling addicts on the brink of ruin, or small business owners desperate for capital. Initially, you are taught to be polite, to remind them of their obligations. But when politeness fails, you are the hand that enforces tougher measures. You work in illegal gambling dens, standing guard in smoke-filled rooms to ensure no unauthorized person gets in. You act as a driver for collectors, counting stacks of thick cash in apartments where the curtains are always drawn and the television is turned to full volume to drown out any conversation. Your life has changed dramatically. You have money, tailored clothes, confidence, and that dangerous street look you've practiced in the mirror. B nightclub bouncers now know who you are and are happy to open the ropes for you. However, behind that facade lies a raw truth. You are completely alone. If arrested by the police, you pay for your own lawyer. If attacked by a rival gang, the mafia family won't lift a finger. You are merely a tool, an enthusiastic, disposable item. You work hard, never complaining or questioning, hoping that one day the higher-ups will notice your dedication and pull you into the inner circle. You are betting your life in exchange for a nod of recognition. Level 2, Soldier. After years of persistently proving your value through countless debt collections, guarding, and taking the fall for superiors, the door to the true underworld finally opens. You have passed the ultimate test, absolute silence when faced with questions from police and prosecutors. Now, you are a soldier, a made man, an official member of the family. The initiation ceremony takes place in a dark, ancient, and haunting room. You stand beside the boss, the underboss, and your sponsoring capo, pricking your finger and holding a burning saint's card in your hand. And the heat of the flame searing your palm is the blood oath you must carry for the rest of your life. The family comes before everything, before your wife and children, before your own blood, and before your life itself. The shift in status is absolute. You are no longer on the fringes. You have entered the circle of the untouchable. No one, whether an outsider or another family member, has the right to touch you without the boss's permission. Killing a made man without the commission's consent is a death sentence. You now possess real authority, with a group of associates working under you, men who will handle the manual labor you once performed. You oversee a piece of territory, from gambling dens to loan sharking networks, now collecting protection money from local businesses, a business model that generates fear by creating a threat and then selling the safety. The cash flow now moves upward through your hands. You keep a portion and kick up the rest to the capo. Your life is a clear dichotomy. In public, you are an ordinary citizen with a legitimate job, but in secret, you are a powerful entity in the underworld. You must live humbly, avoiding overly flashy luxuries to stay off the FBI's radar. The shoeboxes full of cash hidden in the family basement are proof of this dangerous double life. You have attained the power you once craved, but the price is the never-ending surveillance of the authorities and the specter of betrayal lurking in the shadows. And Level 3, Capo Regime/Capo. After a decade of grinding on blood-soaked streets and enduring nerve-wracking trials, you have officially been promoted to Capo Regime, a mid-level management position in the notorious criminal corporation. You are no longer the one directly committing violence. You have become a coordinator, a strategist, and a manager for a team of 10 to 20 soldiers, each with their own network of associates below them. Your responsibilities are summarized in 3 words: make money, keep order, and resolve conflict. You not only oversee gambling, loan sharking, extortion, and commercial fraud, but you are also the one directly collecting the tribute from subordinates. The family structure is now a perfect pyramid. Money flows upward, while orders are passed downward with cold, precise efficiency. Maintaining order is the greatest challenge. When 2 of your soldiers fight over territory, or an accountant starts skimming, you are the supreme judge. Sometimes the punishment is a fine, but often it is far more brutal. You have witnessed beatings with baseball bats in parking lots at 2 a.m. That is discipline, the glue that holds the machine together. Without this ruthlessness, the entire empire would soon collapse. However, in this position, you also officially become a top target for the FBI. Your file is on the investigation board, connected by red strings to the names of dozens of your men. You know there are rats in your crew, those quietly recording for the government, but you don't know who they are. Thus, your life now exists only in whispers. You meet in parks, basements, or behind noisy bakeries to drown out the sound of recording devices. You speak in codes and hand gestures. Deep in your mind, a question rings out. Is it all worth it? But you are never allowed to answer that question, for in this world, hesitation is the beginning of the end. Level 4. Conciliere. You have survived the bloody street purges to become the strategic brain of the family. You don't carry a gun, you don't directly run the dirty operations, and you don't own specific territory. Instead, you are the only one in the system with enough credibility and detachment to tell the boss he is wrong without being executed. You are not just an assistant, you are the architect of the organization's survival. Your role is the bridge between the underworld and the privileges of high society. You know how to work with lawyers, judges, union leaders, and building inspectors, people who have been on the family's payroll for decades. Your danger lies in the fact that you know every secret and the location of all the forgotten bodies. You are the one sitting in the most important meetings, hearing the most sensitive plans. When the boss is in a fit of rage and wants to start a turf war, you are the one who calmly analyzes the costs, the attention from the FBI, and the risk of the entire empire crumbling. You understand that any errand boy can pull a trigger, but very few can turn a federal indictment into a minor charge with one well-timed phone call. However, that indispensability also makes you extremely dangerous in the eyes of your own allies. The boss's trust in you is actually a mathematical calculation of mutually assured destruction. You hold his secrets, and he holds the things that could end you. The relationship between the two of you is like two men holding knives to each other's throats. You live in a state of extreme vigilance, sleeping with one eye open, because you understand clearly that in this world, loyalty is only a fragile concept until interests are shaken. Level 5. Underboss. You are the Chief Operating Officer, COO, of a criminal empire, the second most powerful person after the boss. You were chosen not because of kinship, but because you are the one the boss trusts the most, or suspects the least. In this world, the difference between those two concepts is virtually non-existent. Every daily activity, from gambling operations to illegal construction projects, must pass through your approval. The boss is now a reclusive ghost, and you are the ultimate shield. All money flows from the capos to you, and you are the one who directly resolves disputes that exceed the authority of the captains. Your life is a synthesis of luxury and extreme fear. You own a suburban villa with a swimming pool, your family lives in velvet, and your children attend prestigious private schools, believing their father is a successful construction businessman. But you haven't had a full night's sleep in years. Every knock on the door at midnight could be the FBI with a search warrant. Every phone call could be news that a subordinate has been arrested and is negotiating a sentence reduction by selling you out. The RICO Act is a sword of Damocles hanging over your head, making you the #1 priority for prosecutors, as they know if they break you, the entire structure of the family will collapse. You feel the decay of Omerta. The sacred law of silence is now obsolete under the pressure of life imprisonment. You see people who once swore blood oaths to you now standing in court, pointing fingers at you in exchange for freedom. You have sunk too deep into the quagmire of crime. The lines were crossed long ago. You know this road leads to only 2 outcomes, prison or a graveyard. You are forced to appear strong to lead the organization, but also submissive enough not to make the boss feel his position is threatened. You are the heir to the crown, but at the same time, you are the one standing in the crosshairs of ambitious capos waiting for the day you fall. Level 6, Boss/Don. At the top of the pyramid, you are the boss, Don, the head of the family, the embodiment of absolute power and extreme loneliness. You sit at the highest position, where your every order is law and your every decision is another's destiny. You run a criminal empire worth hundreds of millions of dollars, from gambling and loan sharking to extortion and construction unions, all flowing through the layers of intermediaries you have established. You never touch a cent of dirty money, never touch a weapon, and never directly meet a soldier. You are a ghost, communicating through nods or whispers to keep your hands clean before the law. Your life is a perfect facade. You live in a tree-shaded villa where neighbors never ask questions, wear custom-tailored suits, and dine at luxurious restaurants where the owner refuses to accept the bill. You donate to charity, sponsor youth sports teams, and every Sunday, you kiss the priest's hand. In the neighborhood, you are loved as a devoted father, the one who acts when the government turns a blind eye. But in reality, you are living in well-founded paranoia. You know your underboss or consigliere never tells you the truth. They only say what you want to hear. You were once an ambitious capo, sitting in the position of those who now bow before you, and you understand that look. The look that waits for the day you collapse to tear the empire apart. There is no retirement plan, no Medal of Honor, only one path. Rule until your last breath, until you are caught by federal prison or fall on a cold sidewalk. You have reached the peak, only to realize that up here, the air is too thin to breathe.